Welcome back to another segment of Brandi's Board. Normally on a Friday, I go to jiu-jitsu to cure my boredom. However, today we decided to stay and spend the day swimming. So when I was getting into my bathing suit, I noticed all these bruises that I have, and it started making me think about how, being here with my son and, just motherhood, and how when I was young, I would ask my mom all these questions, and she would always make me feel like they were the dumbest questions in the world, and maybe they were, but I still wanted the answers to them. So by looking at my bruises, I was thinking, if I punch myself, and it hurts, am I too weak or am I too strong? That's a question I would like to know, but I can't ask my mom that. I was also thinking about things like, if spider silk is stronger than steel, is Superman stronger than Spider-Man? Or is Spider-Man stronger than Superman? I think it's a reasonable question. I also think things like, if tomatoes are fruits, then is ketchup jam? And in that case, can I make my son peanut butter and ketchup if I'm out of jelly? Motherhood is hard, especially when you're a single mom, and sometimes you have to improvise. So if someone call or send me a message and let me know if I'm still a good mom if I use ketchup instead of jelly. All right, can you just help me out there? Also, we're in the Keys. There's lots of beaches. All of them, I think, are family oriented, and maybe there might be one I don't know about that's not family appropriate. But in that case, if there was one, I would not be there with my son, and I especially would not be undressed. So if I were dressed and in my pants, and I turned over and I bent over, is that still mooning if I'm in a nudist colony? Everybody else doesn't have clothes. I don't get that. Maybe somebody is out there knows. Maybe you're the one that goes to that colony. Maybe you can let me know. And also, as you watch my segment, you'll probably notice that I'm trying to slim myself down. That's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm a mom. It might have taken 8 years for me to get rid of the baby fat, but it's going to go. If I eat myself, will I disappear or get twice as big? I'm not sure. Is that a good diet tip? Should I start gnawing on myself? Someone let me know. I was also thinking, I always tell Aaren to eat his apples. An apple a day will keep the doctor away, that sort of thing. What happens if the doctor eats the apple? What happens? I just don't know. I don't even have a guess. I'm thinking that maybe he won't be there for the day, and if I get sick, I can't see him, or maybe that's why they're golfing so much. I don't know. But if my questions really are that bizarre and so ridiculous, and like the time when I was Aaron's age and I asked my mom how they grew the corn for popcorn because I didn't get it, if they're so completely off the wall, think about this. Here in the Keys, everyone's fishing and they have nets. Nets are holes tied together. Just saying. This guy back here is getting ready to go fishing. I bet he has a net. Are you using holes tied together to catch your fish? Well, if you're not, you should grab a net so you'll have one. This is an example of why people shouldn't like me. I never said that I was a nice person. And that's another question is, why do people say it's nice to meet you before I've even said anything? Because I'm kind of a jerk. And really, it isn't nice to meet me. They might have thought so, but in retrospect, all right, let me give you an example. I think this is proof of society getting just a little bit dumbed down, I should say. Excel 2010 has changed their program from sort ascending to sort smallest to largest. I feel that if you don't know what ascending means, you shouldn't have the right to even be sorting. And I also think that really, when I'm searching your internet history, I'm not that bad of a person. It's just the 21st century medicine cabinet, and who of you has not gone through someone's medicine cabinet at a dinner party or when you're spending the night, because you have. My son, however, is a little less old and cynical than I am and has many thoughts of his own, so let's find out what he thinks about things around here.
I do not like elevator music.
You don't like elevator music?
No.
Well, considering that in the Florida Keys we have a height limit and there really isn't any elevators, I think he'll probably come up with a few more ideas, but when he comes out of the water and remembers that. So elevator music, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you realize there's not really very many elevators here in the Keys, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's really my goggles.
It's really your goggles?
Yeah. They sink down and I can't reach it because I'm like 1 inch tall.
Well, you will grow, even though you are short now. What about, well, we know you don't like timeouts.
Right.
We know that you don't like the fact that when we go out to restaurants, there's no vegetarian options for the kids' meals.
Right.
You know when we go to any fast food restaurant, the only options are all meat, and he has no options
Right.
for a vegetarian meal and can never get the toy. That's
Right.
no fun.
Right.
But what about, talk to me about school. What about school? Do you have any bullies, or what about falling down in front of people?
Food fights.
Food fights?
Yes, food fights.
You have food fights at school?
Yes. 3 tables down, someone throws a pizza at my face, and I have to clean it up so I don't have cheese.
From 3 tables down, somebody will throw pizza, and if it gets on your face, you have melted cheese running down your face.
Yeah.
That would be very, very, very unfun. What else? What about...
Swirlies.
You guys still have swirlies? We had
Yeah.
swirlies when I was a kid.
Swirlies.
What happens if you get a swirly?
Your hair will be wet as mine.
My hair would be as wet as yours?
Right.
We don't want that.
No.
Well, why don't you tell everybody where we are? Go
Well,
ahead.
in marathon, but I do. The main thing I hate is GPS lady.
The GPS lady.
Yeah, there's one road,
We do have one road.
2 ways to go,
There-
and she yells at Mom to turn around. All I want to hear is, you reach your destination in Marathon, Florida. That's all I want to hear.
That's all I want to hear too. You reach your destination, Marathon, Florida. Have at it, buddy. All right, so there's another segment of Brandi's Board from Marathon, Florida TV. Stay tuned for our next episode. And if you're not in the Florida Keys come fall, you can watch us all around the world at www.marathonflorida.com.